Eddie Munson still alive? And Stranger Things never told you the truth. Look closely at the season 4 finale. Eddie steps into the Upside Down, surrounded by danger, facing Vecna's forces, and the camera cuts away before showing his fate, leaving no body, no confirmation, and no closure for Hawkins, which is unusual because Stranger Things always confirms deaths clearly, and every detail in that scene matters. The sound of his guitar, the way shadows move, the positioning of objects, and Dustin's reaction all hint at something more, showing confusion, worry, and disbelief that suggest Eddie might still be active somewhere unseen. And before we dive deeper into every clue, every scene, and every hidden detail, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and comment your theories, because what you're about to watch will change how you see Eddie forever. And now, if you've noticed, Steve survives repeated Demobat attacks with clear outcomes, but Eddie disappears off screen, which is not consistent with the show's pattern for real deaths. And this is the first major clue that the writers intentionally left his fate open. Consider the Upside Down itself. Time stretches, sound behaves strangely, fear is amplified, and every move Eddie makes could have unseen consequences. And if you look closely at the guitar scene, it's not just music. Sound travels, potentially signaling, creating space, or distracting enemies, which means Eddie could survive, hide, or even act strategically without us noticing. And have you realized how the environment reacts subtly? Shadows, broken structures, and lingering camera angles all serve as breadcrumbs, while micro reactions from Dustin and others show that off-screen influence continues, suggesting Eddie's presence remains in the story even when invisible. And what about his history as an outsider? Clever, brave, protective, strategic. Isn't it exactly the kind of character Stranger Things preserves for payoff? And the show repeatedly uses absence as presence, like Hopper or Nancy surviving extreme danger in unexpected ways, showing that being off-screen doesn't mean being gone. And now think about interviews and merchandising. The actor teased, "You never know," merchandise keeps him alive in fandom culture. And these hints all reinforce the intentional ambiguity, creating anticipation for season 5, and every scene detail, lingering frames, sound cues, background movement, camera angles, can be read as evidence of survival, influencing decisions, alliances, and stakes in Hawkins, while unresolved narrative threads build suspense and point to a major payoff. And the thematic weight of Eddie standing ground, acting decisively, and leaving a mark signals preparation rather than defeat, which raises the stakes for every character he touches, including Dustin, the gang, and even the town itself. And did you notice how subtle interactions ripple across scenes, from background reactions to timing of events, all reinforcing that his influence is ongoing, hidden but active, while narrative structure ensures that unfinished arcs converge in the final season, making his story central. And consider the rules of the Upside Down again. Perception, space, time, and sound work differently, meaning Eddie can move, survive, and influence without being directly seen. And his intelligence and bravery make this plausible, while every emotional cue, lingering shot, and micro detail serves as a clue for attentive viewers, keeping suspense high. And now pause and think, how many of these subtle hints have you already missed? Because they are all intentional, layered, and pointing towards survival, while the show simultaneously tests viewers' attention and builds anticipation. And even his choices, like sending sound with the guitar and standing in danger, act as strategic markers showing awareness and preparation, not defeat, while cross-scene connections, like the gang reacting to subtle events, indicate Eddie's influence continues off-screen, shaping events quietly. And the more you analyze dialogue, timing, shadows, and camera work, the more a pattern emerges. Stranger Things is leaving clues for those watching closely, which means Eddie's story is far from over. And all these details, environment, sound, camera angles, character reactions, thematic motifs, story structure, interviews, merchandising, and fan culture create a web that points to survival, preparation, and ongoing influence. And every small observation builds on the last, forcing viewers to pay attention, notice the hidden signals, and anticipate how Eddie will re-enter the story, while the narrative ensures that when he returns, stakes are higher, alliances are challenged, Hawkins faces greater threats, Vecna's plans intersect with his survival, and all character arcs are impacted. And did you notice how Stranger Things uses absence to create tension, influence events, and build suspense, all of which Eddie's disappearance perfectly exemplifies, while every unresolved consequence, every lingering frame, and every background sound adds to the proof that he is alive, acting strategically, and shaping events unseen. And pause again. Notice how even subtle reactions like Dustin's eyes, the gang's hesitation, and environmental shifts act as indirect evidence of his presence, while thematic storytelling emphasizes courage, cleverness, and moral choice, reinforcing that Eddie Eddie is following his own plan, navigating the Upside Down carefully and preparing for the right moment to return. And as Season 5 converges, all these threads will collide. Eddie will challenge expectations, influence outcomes, shock Hawkins, and redefine relationships. And every micro detail we observed in Season 4 will finally pay off, while attentive viewers will see the patterns, understand the hidden signals, and realize the survival was always there, subtly shown through camera work, sound, environmental cues, and character behavior. And before you go, if you've been following closely, analyzing every frame, noticing every shadow, questioning every reaction, and considering every upside down mechanic, make sure to like, comment your theories, subscribe, and hit the bell, because Eddie Munson is alive, his story is paused, not finished, and everything we've seen so far is building toward one of the most shocking, consequential, and emotional returns Stranger Things has ever delivered. Stranger Things is built on details, small pauses, silent moments, quick cuts, things left unsaid. Eddie's story ends in silence, not confirmation. That silence stays with you because it is meant to. The show is training you to notice it now, so when the truth comes, it hits harder. This is how Stranger Things prepares its biggest reveals, and now we are close to the final chapter,